Alright, I'm going to go over my texture mapping phase. And this includes going into Photoshop a little bit. So what we're going to do is do a UV snapshot. And the snapshot is going to be on my desktop in a folder. So I usually label this like helmet snap or snap for snapshot. 2048 by 2048. I'm going to have the item highlighted in object mode and hit OK. And then I'm going to go into Photoshop and show you some tricks. So this is a skill in itself. There's no doubt about it. This part right here, if you know Photoshop, that's fine. There's some things that you got to do as far as tool sets go, though. So in here, I got alpha. I need to get rid of the alpha. So I delete it. Delete any other extra alphas I have. I should have only RGB alphas in there. Now I'm going to make a new layer. And I'm going to open a texture for you. This texture is just a big piece of camouflage material. Nothing special. Found it on the internet. Where? Can't tell you. So here I'm going to right click, duplicate layer, and then put it onto UV snap. So I have this. I have the show transformation controls on so I can quickly rotate this piece around. And now I need to kind of scale it to kind of match the same scale as it would be the helmet. So to do that, I just go like this and I hit apply. I then can go into screen and now I can see the back faced or back polygons or UVs here. So what I need to do is not do this. I can't, as a noob, you can't just apply it here and then go back to Maya. The reason for this is a ball and this is a rectangle. In order for this to look good, you have to kind of know to warp it. Okay? And warping it allows me to change it to the shape of what it's representing. That is so important. Do not just plop it down on there and then expect it to be cool. It will never be cool. Okay, so I'm staying within those shells and I'll just hit apply. Now, easy way to clean this up is go into here to your magic wand tool, go back to the background and click anywhere inside this realm, then go back to your texture and hit delete. This will delete it so it matches your UV shell. Okay. Now this other shell is as of the same scale, so I can duplicate this first shell and then go back over here. And in this case, I just need to kind of squish it a little bit, but I don't want to squish it too much because actually I use uniformed settings in my layout. So that way it'll match up quite well. Since this is the inside the helmet, it doesn't really matter anyway. Okay, so I'm going to erase some of this right there. And I'm going to open up another one, another texture that I have. And this one is just this nylon texture. It's tileable. Okay, and tileable textures are really tricky to kind of produce. But just know if you take a picture or take a really high-res picture and get a really small area and use the shift with the marquee selection, it'll automatically tile by nature with a couple tries, okay? So let's take this and duplicate it over to the other document. Also, here's another way to do it. I'm going to edit, define pattern, and I'm going to label this nylon. Two different ways to do this. And I'll show you what. The first method is, if you're insane, you can go in here and duplicate this over and over again and lay it out next to each other. Okay? Now, I'm not insane, so I don't want to do that method. It's stupid. But I still wanted to show you what I've seen students do in the past. So go in here and make a new layer, and now you have your paint bucket tool with pattern, and you could choose nylon. Bam. It fills the entire document with that texture, and now I can turn that to screen. And just kind of scale this, and you have to kind of judge scale. I mean, really, judge scale to what it would be in real life. Next to this, you have to also figure out the scale of the texture. Okay. Again, if you want to clean up the region, you go in here, use the magic wand tool, click anywhere, then click on the shells that are making a mess, like this one, and use delete on the keyboard. Notice I have this big hunk of garbage right here. If I hold command and click anywhere in this little window and be on the layer that the garbage exists on, I can hit delete. So now look at that. I just texturized this whole entire thing very quickly. I can turn these back to normal. And save this. And I want to save this as helmet TIFF. Okay. All right. Now that that's done, I need to port it over to Maya. And that's going to be in the next video.